Hey, Bethany, you know what I enjoy?
What?
I enjoy listening to a book being read to me when I'm in the car, or maybe, just at a park or something, sitting in a comfy chair.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. Do you know anything that I could, use that interest with?
I actually do.
Really?
Yeah, you could go get a free trial of Audible
Where?
on our website at mttpodcast.com.
Or in the description. That's right, baby. It's time for Movie Trailer Trash. Enjoy. Hello and welcome to Movie Trailer Trash. My name is Charlie.
And I'm Bethany.
And we just watched the trailer for Incredibles 2, the second one, coming out in June of this year. It's the second installment of Pixar's probably best movie.
Oh, wow. Real fast, is it just called Incredibles 2?
Yes.
Nice. Doesn't have any special whatever?
It's not called Incredibles 2, Daddy Daycare.
That's what I was thinking. I mean, not that specifically, but yeah, like having a colon. Okay, so general thoughts?
General
okay, well,
thoughts.
your first thought was that this might be the best Pixar movie.
Well, not this one, but the first one.
Yeah, and so my question is that no,
Oh,
I almost
wow.
made a statement.
That is not a question.
I almost said my question is that is not what you had in your Disney Pixar bracket.
Are you sure? I think it was.
No, you told me you probably had Toy Story.
No, I think I had Incredibles beating Toy Story.
Well, I never saw your bracket. We just
I made it in my
discussed
mind.
Oh, okay. Me too.
Yeah, for those of you who have no idea what we're talking about, there was a Pixar Disney bracket for March Madness where it pitted movies against each other.
Yes.
And you had to, put all of your favorite movies up against each other to see which one came out victorious.
And also, speaking of which, Charlie made one for MCU.
Yeah, MCU movies.
Marvel Cinematic Universe.
And
It's really cool.
It's seeded by box office so that no one can get mad at me for whatever the rankings are.
Yeah, it's based on box office and even adjusted for inflation, right?
Yes.
So go to mttpodcast.com for that as well.
Yeah, that'll be there.
I know it's not March anymore, but you can still enjoy the madness.
April Madness.
Okay, this really isn't just an advertising episode, I swear. I got Finding Dory.
Okay.
Can I just be clear on that?
Sure.
That was my favorite.
All right.
Or no, sorry. Whoa. Don't be crazy. I meant Finding Nemo.
Whoa, don't be crazy, guys.
But I do like Finding Dory as well. Speaking of which, this movie, it's the second installment, and Finding Dory was the second, Monsters University was the second, Toy Story 2 was the second, and I would say that all of those movies are freaking fantastic. And how, until Pixar came along, kids' movies sequels were terrible. They were like the worst thing you've ever seen.
You mean, what about Lion King 1.5?
Yeah, and then there's Aladdin, Return of Jafar.
There's the one where it's Tarzan, but he's a little boy the whole time.
Oh, gosh. What else is there? Oh, there's Pocahontas 2, where she, at the end of Pocahontas 1, she's like, I'm not going to just leave my entire world for you. Bye. And she, gives him a nice wave goodbye. And then in the next one, she moves to England and wears a stupid English dress and just completely, says goodbye to her people. I didn't watch it, but I know what happens.
Abandons is the word you're looking for.
Abandons.
Pocahontas
her
2,
way.
The White Man's Fury.
She's like, I know every rock and tree and creature has a life, has a spirit, has a name, but I'm going to leave it behind and go do what civilized people do.
But look at this dress.
Yeah, exactly. What else? You know any other terrible Disney seconds?
No, but I know some good Disney movies.
Disney movies?
Yeah.
I'm talking about sequels.
Well, but what I was going to go
you want to
into
compare?
was Brad Bird. So Brad Bird is the director and writer of Incredibles 2. He was the director and writer of the first Incredibles.
Okay.
He was also the director and writer of Ratatouille.
Ooh, I like that movie.
And he is the director and writer of Iron Giant.
Okay. I'm not a huge fan, but I enjoyed it.
It's really good. But also the director
good.
of
It's a good
Mission
story.
Impossible Ghost Protocol.
That's a good one, too.
Yeah, this guy
Really
should
good
write
one.
and direct every movie.
Well, let's not get carried away.
Every movie.
If you have one director and writer doing every movie, they'll all eventually start to seem the same.
But imagine if they were all as good as those movies.
That's true. The point that I'm making, and I think you're making too, is that there's no reason this shouldn't be good.
Right.
Am I right? I mean, Monsters University.
Right, you kind of
Finding
saw
Dory.
you kind of knew that Monsters University was going to be not as good as
But
the
then,
first
like,
one.
you're like shocked as hell because
But it was
it's
still,
really good.
You know, I mean,
No, I think I like it better than the first one, but I'm not sure because I have to go back and watch the first one. It makes me laugh more. It's definitely funnier than the first one.
but the actual thing that's happening in the first one is so much better.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So it's a toss up. One makes me laugh more. The other is more, better story.
More better,
More better.
if you will.
But Toy Story 2 is better than Toy Story. So, I mean, and
No, I
Finding
disagree
Dory
with
is
that.
so neck and neck. If it wasn't for the scene toward the end where they're in a truck and, like, the fish are trying to drive the truck, if it wasn't for that stupid little scene, Finding Dory might be better than Finding Nemo.
And that's funny because none of the fish have necks.
What?
They don't have necks.
What's that have to do with anything?
You said neck and neck.
Okay. That was weird. That was a hard connection to make.
Anyway, let's talk about this trailer. We watched the extended Olympics sneak peek trailer or whatever
Ooh.
that's that they showed during the Olympics.
Mhm.
That's the longest one out there. The first one was kind of just like 5 seconds of
Yeah.
Jack stumbling around. And
Check.
okay. The problem with this trailer,
Okay.
I don't necessarily think it's going to be a problem with this movie because they'll have more trailers. We'll get to see more of what
Really?
the actual story is.
Okay.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Well,
June's
coming up.
And as of right now, it just looks like the exact same thing as the first one, but it's Elastigirl instead of Mr. Incredible.
Well, isn't that kind of the point?
Yeah, but that's just not interesting to me.
Well, yeah, but do you really think it's going to be that simple?
I hope not. That's what I'm saying.
Because here's the thing. They're making it look like he's going to learn to triumph at home. Like she's like done. Oh, she meaning, what's her name? The little lady who makes the suits?
Edna.
She's like.
Which, by the way, did you know Brad Bird is the voice of her?
No.
That's what it says on IMDb.
I thought it was the lady that she clearly was made to look like.
On IMDb, it says Brad Bird voice Edna Mode.
But what about the lady that she was clearly drawn to look like?
That girl from
Exactly.
NCIS?
I don't know where she's from, but you know who everybody knows who I'm talking about.
Hey, I don't know what to tell you.
You're going to have to look
This
it
is
up.
the only information I
You're going to
have.
have to look it up. But what I was going to say is that Edna was all like, done properly, parenthood can be a heroic act.
Yeah.
Done properly. And so the thing that it makes it look like is he's going to find fulfillment at home. Like it's going to work out.
Oh.
There's no way in hell that's going to happen. The whole
Right.
point is he couldn't. He already went down that road and it didn't work. He secretly snuck out at night
No, but
and
this is
avoided his wife so that he could be a superhero. He can't stand the normal life. He threw a man through like 7 walls at work.
Inconceivable.
So like even if he's just being a stay-at-home dad, quote unquote, I don't know why I quoted that. Even if he doesn't have a regular job, and he has like super kids that he's not going to hurt on accident, he's still going to be miserable. He can't do it. And I think that's got to be part of it. Like, I mean,
Well, yeah, but that doesn't sound like an interesting movie.
no, but that's the thing. It's not going to be
Like
that.
if it was an
that's
episode
what
of a
I'm saying.
long-running sitcom, then maybe.
But that's what I'm saying. It's not going to be that. It's not going to just be that because how long is that going to last? You can't have a whole movie of that. That would be depressing.
That's what I'm saying.
And so it's not going to be that
How do you know?
because this guy's not an idiot.
It could
The
be
guy
a
who wrote it
screw
is
up.
not an idiot.
I mean, I think that
I don't think this is going to be a good dinosaur situation. I think this is going to be like every other Pixar movie and be good.
Yeah.
Okay. Elastigirl going around kicking butt, being kind of a superstar.
Wearing her old uniform, or
Yeah.
no, wearing Mr. Incredible's uniform. That's not even her old one. He's wearing she is wearing his old design.
Design, yeah, back to red.
No,
Giving it was
blue
red.
and black.
What?
Yeah.
I swear,
What?
I can't do anything.
I can't do anything.
I can't because you're lying to me about this lady's voice.
I don't think I'm lying
and
to
you're
you.
lying to me about the color of the
See,
thing.
look
she's
at it
wearing.
right there. She was wearing it. She's wearing the blue and black.
But
old
her
Mis-
motorcycle's
old Mr.
red. Why
Incredible.
wouldn't she be wearing red?
I don't know. I think it probably has something to do with the publicist
I
that's
will
trying to
say
bring back
this,
superheroes.
They made her look younger, and I mean maybe it's just her new hairstyle, but come on. A new hairstyle doesn't just make you look younger all of a sudden. It's clearly like a year or two later because Dash looks totally different, so he's clearly aged up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it can't be too long later though because Jack's still a baby. So I guess it's like the next year.
But doesn't it start with, because the first movie ends with the Underminer coming
Yeah.
out of the ground,
And
this one looks
like
like it starts there.
But it might just be like a flashback.
Which I want to see. I want to see that movie. I want to see them fight the Underminer.
Well, they're gonna show it. It would kind of be stupid if the whole movie was about the villain that came in at the very end, because it was just supposed to. Here's the thing. I don't think they ever planned on making a second one. I think they just thought it was fun to end that way.
Yeah, because
Like,
that's how superhero movies end.
And now the whole family is
'Cause, like,
and
That's how
the
really.
whole family was gonna work together. Like they all got their suits on, and then this one starts off with her being like, "You guys watch Jack Jack," and they're like, "Wait, what?" And then they go take care of it themselves.
That's how like really old comic books always end. Is like,
Yeah, like,
I'll
"Oh,
get
no."
you next time, and then he like gets away or
yeah,
something.
exactly. So I mean, here's the thing. I don't think it's just gonna be Daddy Daycare. I think that'll be part of it, but also we can't forget his friend Frozone and how hilarious he is.
Samuel Jackson,
Yeah, he's gonna be a huge part of this.
obligated to be in every superhero movie, whether animated or not.
So funny. He's so good. Where is my super suit?
Oh,
I said, where is
Is
my
my
super
suit,
suit?
Papa?
I don't think he said I said, but I just added that.
I said.
No, I mean, he's funny is all I'm saying.
But here's the thing, like
and
I
his
said,
power is awesome.
you don't get very much of the story in this. If you do get a lot of the story, then that'll be disappointing. That's all I'm saying.
Well, it's clear
Yep, clip clop.
the conflict is clearly him giving up all of the glory and all of the things he loves to do to try and step back, take care of the kids so his wife can shine.
But that's so boring. The
But
reason
that's
it was
the thing,
interesting
though.
in the
That's clearly
first
the
one.
conflict.
The reason that it was interesting in the first one is because like he was going behind her back and like lying to
Yeah.
her and stuff.
But that is the point. The point is that that's the conflict. The point is that it's boring. It's not supposed to be fun. He's unhappy.
It's a movie. It is supposed to be. It's
No,
a cartoon.
He's unhappy. All of the stuff that happens in the first one when he's unhappy, when he breaks the door and he can't shut it,
Uh-huh.
and the kid's like loving it, right? All that stuff is funny. He's miserable, but it's still funny.
Yeah.
So you just don't believe this writer who you just named like every great movie there's ever been?
There's ever been.
You don't believe that
And in
this
4
writer
movies,
is smart enough to
3 of
make
them
an
that he wrote.
interesting story wherein the man has to stay home and watch the kids and let his wife go have all the fun, and it's hard for him? You don't think he can make that interesting and good?
I mean, maybe. I want there to be a villain is what I want.
There will
I
be.
want there to be a
There
super
will be, because
villain.
there's no reason to have a superhero without a supervillain.
And like, don't tell me that the
They're not
best
going
part
to
of
show
the
you
movie,
the villain.
like the best part of the last movie was them finally all getting together and like doing all their teamwork stuff and running around and turning stuff invisible and
Okay, but
all of that.
they're not going to show you the villain, the real villain in the commercial. That would ruin it.
But here's the thing: is
You're
like,
not going to know who the villain is, just like last time.
is what they do is that they make this mistake with Fantastic Four, maybe, I don't know. But what happens is the best part of them is like when they come together and
Okay.
teamwork and fight up against everybody, and then immediately once this movie starts, it splits them all back up again.
Sure. Well,
makes it
2
not
of
as
them are
fun.
kids, and the only reasons they got to participate last time is because they were fighting for their lives.
But it's fun that they're kids and fighting.
I know, but it also makes sense that the parents would not let them.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you think they would?
And it's kind of
Let them after
hilarious
last
because at the
time.
very end of last time, they were all like, da-da, da-da.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
And they all prepared themselves that you guys can't see me, but I'm putting my hands up like I'm ready to fight. And then at the very beginning of this one, immediately they're like, you guys stay here.
That's what I'm saying. Is like, do we really
But
have to go
that's the
through
point.
another 40 minutes of them being apart and
The
dealing with
point-
whatever before we get something cool again?
The point is, even though they're superheroes, they're still regular people that deal with regular things. It's exactly like Santa Clarita Diet. How is it that every time you and I are watching a show, it somehow relates to our life and our podcast?
I think it's just because you choose to relate it to
Well,
that.
my brain likes to connect things. It's
Oh.
just like Santa Clarita Diet.
Like a normal human brain.
They are, spoiler alert, you find out in the very first episode. In Santa Clarita Diet, one of them is a zombie, and the rest of the family is trying to help, make it work, but they're still just a family with normal problems. They still don't know what kind of shelves to build for their books, They still have issues with, I don't know,
Stuff.
their kid getting in trouble,
Toaster ovens.
toaster ovens. And that's what's funny about Santa Clarita Diet is like in the middle of worrying about how are they going to hide this dead body, they're also worrying about if they remembered to thaw out the meatloaf because they have guests coming over. And that's what's funny about it. So the whole thing is these people are still regular people. They just happen to be super.
Yeah.
That's what was interesting and cool about it.
But I get that wasn't the interesting part.
Yes. Yes, if it was just plain old superhero movie, it would be like every other Spider-Man, every other Batman,
but
every other movie. It was different.
The interesting part of it was once he goes to the island and she finds out he's there and they go after him. That wasn't the
interesting part. If the movie started there, it would not be a good movie because you wouldn't have had all that character development. No, you're wrong. You're 100% wrong on this. It would not be interesting if the whole movie started off with like a woman just being like, a narrator saying like, Mr. Incredible has been captured and his wife is going after him. Little did she know her children are on the plane.
Dude, that sounds awesome. I would love a movie to start like that.
For 30 minutes.
I would love a movie to start like that.
But that's what you're saying is that it would only be awesome if it was like a sitcom and it was a half-hour show.
Mr. Incredible has gone off the reservation.
It's a half-hour show.
And Elastigirl is hot on his tail.
But I'm right. It's a half-hour show at most.
I would say
what makes it interesting is showing the character development, showing the world in which they live, which is a world without superheroes, showing how the supervillain becomes the supervillain. And that's the reason they're not showing the supervillain in this, is because I bet you anything we're not going to know who the supervillain is right away. The people she fights up first aren't going to be the big villain. It's going to be somebody that surprises you, because that was also what was cool about this. Is it's like, who is this? And then you're like, oh my goodness.
I guess
it's the little boy I helped.
I don't want to watch. I think that what it is that I don't want to watch him be jealous for a half an hour until the story starts.
Okay, but the story that's part of the story. It's taking place.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's going to be a nice moment of, like whatever and everything. But it's just like, I mean, I've seen that so many times in like sitcoms and other things.
Really? You've seen a lot of sitcoms and other things where the woman is having a good time and the man is being miserable? Because I've never seen that.
There's always one episode that's like that. Where it's just like, I'm going to go out and have a good time for myself.
Poor baby, he had to watch the kid for a night.
Yeah, I'm not saying that is wrong, that happens. I'm saying that it's boring to watch.
Okay, but see, that happens, and it's always like if it happens, it's for one night, and it's ridiculous because they think of it as babysitting instead of parenting because they're parents, and that's not how this is. These parents are actual partners. They care about each other.
I know. I'm just saying.
The reason
it's just like how it's boring to watch.
Everybody loves The Incredibles is because you can see yourself in them. You're like, they're a family. They love each other. They finally unpacked their last box. Do you know how long it takes to do that? It's all the little family stuff, and then they're super. That's the twist. That's the twist. I'm just saying, I think you're being really negative, and it's not fair.
I mean,
and I think
you're obvious. I agree.
Okay, and Elastigirl, she doesn't get her day in the sun. She just has to, this is boring now because she gets to have fun.
I just thought all of that was solved by the end of the first one.
But then why would they have another movie if everything was perfect?
So that they can battle more and more evil bad guys.
But it's not just about evil bad guys, because stories have to have conflict, and just being like, oh, there's bad guys everywhere is not that interesting. That's been done a million times.
And it's always good.
Another bad guy, another bad guy, another bad guy. Guess what? You know why? You know what the difference is between Ben Affleck's Batman and Christian Bale's Batman?
Like 100 pounds?
Oh my God. No. You know what the difference is? First of all, one is good and one is bad. I'll let you guys figure that one out.
One's British.
Second of all,
one has a really horrible back tattoo.
The difference is in Batman v Superman, and I'm assuming Justice League, they're just fighting people. That's it. There's no real story to it. There's no emotion to it. In The Dark Knight and Batman Begins, he's going through an emotional journey. He's dealing with his life trauma. He's dealing with trying to make it back in the world again and try and figure out how to be, the right person he needs to be during the day and the right person he needs to be during the night.
One of which is a bat?
Yes. He's trying to deal with his love life. He's trying to deal with all these things. His friendship and partnership with Alfred.
We gotta move on or else.
But do you see what I'm saying? The difference between the two, if you're just fighting bad guys, it's like, great, your mom's name is Martha.
Well, yeah, but you can
That's
still
as deep as it got.
Mess around and stuff, you know what I mean? It's like you could still have them bicker with each other and have the kids fight with each other and have them try and control the kids while doing all this other stuff.
That The Dark Knight is the best Batman movie ever made.
Yeah.
You would say that. We would say that. Everybody would say that.
Probably.
Now,
Maybe the 1960s one.
now, if you're going to say that, then that movie is more serious and less funny than most other superhero movies today.
Uh-huh.
But it's still great. You just want like fun, silly, laughy time.
But I would rather watch most Marvel MCU movies over Dark Knight.
You say that, but I bet you I put it in right now. By the end of it, you'd be like, I was wrong. It surprises you every time. It's amazing. At least with me. Every time I'm like, oh, I don't want to watch
like,
this. And
I
then
would
it's
rather
amazing.
watch both Guardians of the Galaxy, Thor, Ragnarok, and the Avengers.
I know you say that now, but I'm just telling you.
Every time.
At the end of The Dark Knight, you would immediately be like, I can't believe I forgot how great that was.
But I would also be sad.
No, you wouldn't. What? It's a great movie. It's a great movie. Also, there's plenty of fun in it.
Because of Heath Ledger, though.
There's plenty of fun in it.
That's why I'd be sad.
Me too.
Well, let's move on to where, when, and how we're going to see this movie. Where? When? How? Are you going to see this movie?
I'd like to start off by apologizing. I feel like I got a little caught up there.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah, I feel like I
That
got a
was
little caught up.
Sincere.
Yeah.
That was sincere AF.
I'm apologizing to our listeners, not to you.
not to me. Okay.
I hope you guys enjoyed our little bickering, but I have a lot of opinions about superheroes.
And I have not a lot, but
What?
I
You
like
have
to
an
contradict.
entire podcast outside of our podcast that's all about superheroes.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying is that this movie should be more like Fantastic
so
Four.
wait, you're saying okay. We can't do this.
All right, let's see. Where are we gonna do? When are we gonna see
I'll
this?
start. I'm gonna see this in theater in June. When's it coming out?
June.
I know. When?
The 15th of June.
Okay, so yeah, we'll be home. We'll have our movie pass.
Movie pass.
Oh yeah, that's right, folks. Not sponsored by Movie Pass, but we did get Movie Pass, and we are excited.
Yeah.
So mine's in the mail. It's on its way. And so I want to use that because I don't think we need to like worry about this selling out. You know?
What?
It's going to be like
selling. I
Well,
thought you
'cause-
meant like selling out, man.
like the only
thought-
reason that you would not use Movie Pass if you had Movie Pass is if you're afraid that the theater is going to sell out and you're not going to get a seat because you have to go to the theater to pick up the tickets.
I bet that this will sell out the first 2 days, first
Maybe.
2 or 3 days that it is in theater.
Maybe, but I still think even if it sells out, I still think we could walk up there a half hour before the movie and buy it for a matinee on Saturday. Maybe not because children. But,
children.
I definitely
Get
wanna
out of
see
my
it.
cartoon, children.
I want to see it within the first week that it comes out. It doesn't have to be a weekend. It can be a weekday because we have Movie Pass, so we can do what we want.
I will say this. Movie Pass will obviously affect this segment for us.
Yeah, it's going
But
to change our lives.
I think that it's important that we, put ourselves in the minds of an average person who...
well, even still, I would go see it in theater.
Well, let me say what I'm going to say.
Okay, say what you're going to say.
I would also see it in theater.
All right. Surprise, surprise.
But...
It's only the sequel to your favorite movie or favorite
Pixar
movie.
Probably.
Yeah.
It changes.
Remember when we saw Finding Dory? How happy I was?
Yeah.
I sang a little song.
Yeah.
Are you going to sing a little song about this?
Probably.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens. Maybe there'll be a little song at the end that Charlie makes up.
Cliffhanger of the century.
I think it's pretty straightforward. Do you want to go on and talk about, Rotten Tomatoes?
Sure. Rotten Tomatoes percentages. Rotten Tomatoes percentages.
Okay, you go first because I went first last time.
I think that this one will... I don't know what the first one got. Damn! I should have looked it up.
I know it was well received.
I think this will get a 83% from the critics and a 91% from the audience.
Okay.
So even though I said all that bad stuff about it...
You think it's going to be good. You know it's going to be good. You just were disappointed with the trailer.
Yeah, I think the trailer
But
mostly.
I guarantee you would have been disappointed with the trailer if it gave away too much.
Maybe.
You would have been like, they basically told the whole story.
It's possible.
I know you.
I'm hard to please.
I know you. Okay, so I think the critics are going to give it an 87.
What?
And I think the audience is going to give it a 92.
What?
So, I mean, close to yours, but
Almost exactly the same, some would say.
Well, my critic score is significantly higher than yours. Here's the thing. Critics eat up Pixar. The only time, in fact, I guarantee, you know what? We may be lowballing it.
Oh,
Because I just realized, I'm pretty sure The Good Dinosaur had like an 88% at one point.
73.
It might have gone down, but at one point, I swear it had like an 88%.
Yeah.
And it's like, what?
Well, that's because it's Rotten Tomatoes
That's true. But all I'm saying is,
and not Metacritic.
but even still, I can't believe more people didn't hate that movie. Like, I didn't hate that movie, but I can't believe other people didn't hate it. Because it was so formulaic. There were so many problems, you know? But I'm just saying, critics do eat this stuff up, and so does the audience. So it makes sense that both the scores are going to be pretty high.
I agree.
I eat it up.
Eat what up? Pixar?
Pixar. Nom, 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 nom,
Nom,
nom.
nom, 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 nom.
I mean, that's the thing about the Pixar Disney bracket is you can't really be too upset with people unless they make a really bad decision, like if Cars won it all.
Or Cars 2.
Yeah. But most likely whatever ends up in the end, even if you like vehemently disagree with them, it's still like, well, you know, it's ridiculous that Tarzan would make it to the final, but it's fun. I like it. It's a good movie, you know? So
You probably just, you know.
and that's the thing about Pixar. I almost said Dixar.
Oh, boo.
That's the thing about Pixar. Even if you go to the theaters and even if afterwards you're disappointed with like The Good Dinosaur, you're still like, but there was that one cool part, you know? So that's
There's
a good
that
time.
small
I trust
part
you, Pixar.
where his dad was
trust you.
alive and he was
Oh.
cool. Oh, God.
That's so sad. Oh my goodness. I really, really wish his dad would have just been hanging out afterwards at the end. Because there's like a how it should have ended, and his dad's just like, "Are you kidding me? You survived. Why
Right.
wouldn't I? If you can survive the giant wave, why wouldn't I? I'm fine."
Exactly.
Yeah. So I'm excited. It's about time. This took longer to come out than the Finding Dory one, which was 10 years at least.
I guess I'm not excited, but that might be a good thing.
Yeah, you're just nervous. I understand.
Maybe. I mean, all I have to
But
go
here's
on
the
is what
thing,
they've
though,
shown
just
me,
be,
and so
just
far,
be happy.
what they've shown me is, you know, disappointing creatively.
I just don't understand how they could have possibly shown you more without giving away too much. Do you remember how
I
like,
want to see them
confusing-
fighting.
Do you remember how confusing the plot was?
I want to see Dash running around a person and then, you know,
Listen,
Elastigirl grabbing
They
him and
showed
making
them
some
fighting
sort of giant,
the miner,
you know,
Underminer.
whiplash.
They showed them fighting the Underminer.
No, they showed him jumping off of her and then getting sucked into a big hose.
Yeah, it was cool. The point is, I don't know what you want from them because
I want the Fantastic Four that I was promised.
No, that's not what this is.
Also, even in the first one, by the way, not a big fan of Jack at all.
No, Jack is stupid.
Wow. Okay. I don't know if I
No,
would've gone that
I'm glad
far.
we got his powers are dumb. His
His
power is just he can do whatever he wants.
They haven't formed yet, I guess, which is how that works.
Is that what they're saying? I
Maybe.
thought that they just thought he didn't have any powers, and then turns out he can turn into a demon. He can teleport. He
Demoned.
can, yeah, demon, teleport, and flamo.
Sorry, it's just funny because you put a D on the end of demon.
Is that not how you say it? I don't know.
What?
I always said demon.
Demon?
Yeah.
Demon.
I guarantee you other people say it
No.
that way. It's just like realtor.
Demon.
Some people say realtor. Some people say realtor.
That's like what happens when, you know, a demon does
And
something
we
to you.
Come back to Santa Clarita.
You get demoned.
Anyway, I'm just saying that it's been said before. He turns into a demon. He turns into a fire boy, and he turns into a kid that can teleport.
Demon to fireboy and teleporter. And also he has laser vision at some point.
Oh, yeah. I'm very happy, though, that Edna's back. And I think we can all just agree on that.
Here, I'm going to show you it right now where it says that he's the voice of her.
I know for a fact that they had to have drawn her based on that woman.
Look at Brad Bird, Edna Mode.
But type in who does Edna type in who does Edna
I'm not
Mode
going to
look
look
like.
up who does Edna Mode look like.
Oh
a demon?
my God.
Perhaps?
Do you remember though? What's that lady from?
She's from one of those like cable crime shows.
She's in a bunch of other stuff too. She's always a small character. I mean, if
Small.
she doesn't at least get like a credit for like used her face, then I don't know what they're doing because it's so obviously her.
That's what there was that game that
It's upsetting.
not Beyond Two Souls, Last of Us, that video
Oh
game.
yeah.
And that girl that was I think
That looked like Juno.
they wanted her to be Ellen Page.
Yeah, and
And
they
then
couldn't
she
get
did,
Ellen
yeah, they
Page.
couldn't get her, and so they just made a girl that looked exactly like
And
Ellen
she sued
Page.
them.
And she was going to sue them, but there was no like proof of whatever.
I thought she did.
She did. She didn't win. She was in
Maybe
her
they
own video
settled out
game
of
later.
court. Ha! So that she really showed them,
Not as good of a video game though.
but she really showed them.
But yeah, she did a good job. Way to go, Ellen Page. Way to go,
Anyway,
Juno.
Okay, so Incredibles 2. Go see it in theater, most likely, and it's going to be good. It's going to be fun, regardless of the trailer.
Yes.
Now, I want to say one more thing when we get into plugs here. Charlie and I mentioned at the beginning that we have a link in the description and on our website, mttpodcast.com, where you can go and get a free trial of Audible, and it'll give you 2 credits to get 2 audiobooks. And it's a
What a deal.
It's a month-long trial. And if you don't want to pay, at the end of it, just make sure you put it in your calendar and, a day before it's over and boop, just get out of it. Just back out. There's no obligation to pay. Just back the heck out. It's great.
Is that what you want to say? That you could back out?
Yeah, I
That
just
you
wanted
could
people to
back
know.
out of this
No,
stuff?
but for real though, it's fun. It's good times. I just did it, and I got a book called Children of Blood and Bone. Children of Blood and Bone by Tommy Adeyemi.
Nailed that pronunciation.
I have no idea how. But the point is, it's one of the top books because it just came out in March, and it's on there. You'll see it. It's a beautiful cover, and it's awesome. And the coolest thing about it is that it's a lot like Black Panther. Totally different mythos to it, but it takes place in a mythical African country that doesn't really exist. They have some magic involved. There's a king, but he's evil. It's a lot of great stuff, and I really recommend it. The person who does
most
the voice
kings are evil.
Probably. The person who does the voice for all of these characters sounds exactly like she does it exactly like the Wakandan accent, and it's really cool. I keep picturing all of the people from Wakanda being the people from this book. It's super fun.
Well, good.
So go click on it. Why not? What are you waiting for?
You can go to our website where we have all of our episodes and a bunch of other stuff as well. It's mttpodcast.com. You can also go to our Twitter at mttpodcast. You can go to Facebook, Movie Trailer Trash Podcast. You can go to our Instagram at Movie Trailer Trash. You can do all of that stuff. You can go to iTunes and subscribe and review and rate.
Do it.
You can go to the Entertainment Buffet YouTube channel and subscribe to that as well. And follow them on Twitter at Entertain Buffet.
Yeah, and they actually just had a couple of new things come out.
Yeah.
Really funny videos.
They did.
They're so great.
You should go check them out.
But mostly just keep listening to us.
Oh, wow. Are you serious?
Yeah. Love on us a little.
No. Oh, okay.
Review us. Rate us. Tell your friends.
Yeah. Incredibles 2. It's coming for you.
You have a song for us?
Incredibles 2. Incredibles 2. It's coming for you in your sleep.
Good job.